win against Clemson on Saturday. Won at the foul line with 1 second to go. Virginia Tech coming in at 13-7 and 5-4 in the ACC. Duke winning the opening tip, and we are underway. And usually it's a heck of a basketball game when these two get together here. On the wing, here's McCain. Gets it up top for Proctor. He was the star on Saturday, nailing those foul shots with 1 second to go. Filipowski off the window, and that's going to spin out. Mitchell has it blocked by Lynn Kidd. So a big defensive start for the 6'10 senior, Lynn Kidd. Cattoor and Padula in that backcourt, both absolutely deadly beyond the three-point line for the Hokies.
They absolutely are, Obi, but let's look to see if Virginia Tech tries to get the basketball inside to put Kyle Filipowski in some tough positions, try to get him in foul trouble early.
Here's Sean Padula, lost the handle on that, but it was tipped by Duke with 4.6 on the shot clock. Duke coming in at 15-4, 6-2 in the conference. They have moved up to number 7 in the poll after that outstanding victory over Clemson. Padula's got to get a shot in the air on the run, flips it up there, and he will draw the foul.
First possession, Kyle Filipowski tries to challenge Lynn Kidd, gets away with a little bit of a double dribble on that possession, but Lynn Kidd not giving up on the play, coming over, getting the shot blocked. Lynn Kidd has grown as a player here for Mike Young. As we see Sean Padula, who's also one of the most improved guys, even though he had a breakthrough season a year ago, continues to play great basketball this season.
Well, Padula, number 4 in the ACC in assists and 39% beyond the three-point line. He comes in 14 points shy of 1,000. And Mike Young likes to joke about him. He's all gas. He has no breaks.
But he did also say that he played his best point guard game of the season last time out.
Look at the Duke starting lineup. Filipowski, very quiet Saturday against Clemson. Had just 9 points. We talked about McCain, just named the ACC Rookie of the Week. Tyrese Proctor, the man who iced Saturday's win at the foul line. Ice water in his veins, hitting those two with 1 second on the clock. And I know there's a lot of controversy about the foul. We'll talk about that tonight. Virginia Tech, their starting lineup, Cattoor, Padula, and Kidd. They score most of the points for the Hokies, who are the best shooting team in the conference since ACC games got underway. There's Kidd open. Underneath, he'll slam it. And a 4-0 start for the Hokies tonight.
A great find from Sean Padula, being patient, but even more importantly, Lynn Kidd being patient, allowing the shot blocker to fly by and finishing with 2 hands.
Mitchell up top. Foster with a pull-up pop and gets that one to go.
Caleb Foster playing about an hour and a half from where I coached him in high school at Oak Hill Academy, a little bit down the road, and this is what he does. He is a knockdown shooter, has struggled a bit, but he gets his confidence going. He can be special.
Kidd on the high post. Filipowski will spend most of the night leaning on him. In the corner, here comes Collins down to drive, and Barron gets the easy one in close.
Great recognition by MJ Collins, seeing the shot blocker coming over, the easy dump off to Robbie Barron, who played one of his best games as a Hokie last time out against Georgia Tech.
Yeah, 14 points, 9 rebounds for him. He's typically around 6 and 4. So really came alive in that big victory. They had 50 points from their frontline guys from the forecourt in that win. Padula gave it up there. Mitchell will collect the loose ball, and here come the Blue Devils. And a very quick strike on the opposite end by Filipowski.
And that's something that can get Filipowski going, an easy bucket. Most of his opportunities are difficult to get. He gets an easy one there. That should get him going.
Just 9 points, 4 rebounds against Clemson. He was just off that entire game. And on the cut, here's Cattoor for the dunk. That's not something that happens every day.
It doesn't happen every day, but it did happen here a week ago, and he had something to say to me afterwards because I simply asked him, hey, old man, can you still dunk? He's shown me twice now.
Tip to Filipowski. Then that downstairs, it does eventually come free. McCain can't hit the short jumper. So the Hokies up by 4. Virginia Tech 10-1 at home. So to your point, it's not just Duke they give headaches to on this floor. They've done it to a lot of people. Kidd swooping into the lane to the left side. Filipowski really stayed home nicely and harassed him, and he could not connect. The 7-footer squaring up on the basket. Now spinning, still working hard, and drops in a bucket.
And you can see the emphasis by the Blue Devils to try to get Filipowski the basketball in space, allowing him to work one-on-one versus Lynn Kidd. Mike Young not going to double-team Filipowski. He does not want to give these shooters from Duke wide open looks.
Padula with a drive and kicks, got an open shooter, and all nets. Collins, who's had a difficult shooting career here at Virginia Tech, but knocks down that one easily.
And Sean Padula, who normally makes plays getting buckets, right now finding his teammates, doing a great job sharing the sugar.
Mitchell to make a move. He gets to the paint. Back outside. Foster got it. A three-pointer on the money.
That confidence is going for Caleb Foster. He got it mid-range, was able to knock it down earlier, and just like that, he knocked down the 3-ball. We're talking about a 40% three-point shooter getting his confidence going on the road.
Down a freshman. 8 points a game, maybe off to a big night tonight. We shall see. On the entry, here's Kidd. This is a good battle tonight. Filipowski, and what a nice move. That was off the window.
And a one-on-one battle, as you mentioned, OB. Mike Young feels as though Lynn Kidd can score against anyone. They want to put Kyle Filipowski to test on that block.
Telling you what, neither one of these teams turned the ball over very much. So there aren't going to be a lot of stoppages in play tonight.
Well, Virginia Tech has played great offense as of late, and they've gotten off to a great start here on their home floor today.
Mitchell trying to drive on Barron, who stayed home, and the ball came free. Tough defensive stop there. Here's Padula. Collins, will he hit it again? Not this time. And again, he's had a devil of a time shooting it since coming to campus. Got off to a quick start with a triple. Long one again, Foster. He nails another one from three-point land.
Caleb Foster has it going right now. 3 for 3 from the field, knocking down 2 threes. And this Duke team is different. Obi, you and I saw them at Pittsburgh when all their guys are hitting from the outside. They are special.
Cattoor gets open. Too strong. Hunter Cattoor coming in at 43% at the three-point line. Filipowski on that spin, loves that move, and hits another one.
Well, I can tell you right now, Flip probably has more production already before the first media timeout. We can't even get to the media timeout because it's been such great basketball action to start this game.
Remember, he took a shot to the throat here at the end to the victory last year by Virginia Tech. Big rebound by McCain. Quickly on the reach in by Cattoor. He commits the foul. 12:38 to go and a quick moving first half.
And we've had a number of great highlights to start this game off. MJ Collins dropping it off and showing his goggles. He's got the vision to be able to find teammates. And Hunter Cattoor with the strong finish here in the castle.
That to him goes into his phrase. It says, we don't turn the ball over here. That alone, that sharpness from his team is helping him sleep at night, guys.
He goes around practice saying exactly that over and over. We don't turn the ball over here. Mitchell with a kick out. Jeremy Roach, who's coming off an ankle sprain a couple of games ago, will drive it. The short jumper. Left it on top of the rim. Young, give him a second try here. And the three-pointer on target by Proctor.
Always the best time to shoot the 3-ball for offensive rebound. The defense is collapsed into the painted area, so you're normally going to be wide open. And when Ryan Young steps into the game, you have to be accounted for where he is every time he's going to the offensive glass.
Filipowski getting out for a breather. He was working hard inside the paint. Poteet will draw the foul. And we've got another media timeout coming as they're moving so quickly here. 17-13. And it's not Virginia Tech by a nose either.
It's an OB. I don't make statements without receipts. When I said this is the toughest place to play in the ACC, that is because I've done the research. I've talked to Armando Bacot. I've talked to Reese Beekman, Miles Kelly, all the guys around the ACC. Let's face it, Duke's environment is unreal. But it's fun to play at Cameron Indoor.
You enjoy it.
You love going in there and being an opposing player. It's not fun trying to come into the castle and get in the win.
Duke has found that out firsthand. How will this one play out tonight? Boutique got hung up in the lane, tossed it to midcourt. Good save by Padula. Shot clock is at 2. They do swing it for the corner. Barron in and out. Unable to hit it. That would have lit this place up.
It really would have, especially after the way that play started out. Looked like a busted play. Ended up getting a very good look from a big-time shooter in the corner.
Foster with a little fall away off the front iron. So the Hokies 10-1 at home, just 1-4 on the road, but they have some very tough road games coming up. In fact, tonight begins a terribly difficult stretch for them, which might determine whether they get to the NCAA tournament or not. Padula fouled on his way through the lane here with 11:06 to go.
And Obi, as you mentioned, I mean, it is January 29th, so I can start talking about the NCAA tournament. I've been against it the whole month of January. However, the Hokies do have 2 quad 1 opportunities this week. Of course, Duke here on their home floor tonight, and then they travel to Miami on Saturday. So 2 quad 1 opportunities. Big week for the Hokies.
Cattoor trying to get closer. Nickel on the drive. And a loose ball taken away by the Blue Devils. Their defense has been stout early, leading 17-13. McCain in for a basket. Jared McCain, a freshman on a hard drive, to open up a 6-point lead for the Blue Devils.
Jared McCain, the ACC Rookie of the Week, showing that he's more than a shooter. OB, we watched him make big play after big play Saturday against Clemson. He was the guy that brought them back in the midst of that second half when they couldn't get anything going offensively.
Padula trying to get started. He's chilly out of the gates. And a 10-0 run the last 3+ minutes here for the Blue Devils. Filipowski back in after getting a breather. Here's Young. Young going in strong on Poteet, but can't finish. Rebound plucked away. Second effort, McCain there to grab the rebound. Boy, already under 10 minutes to go in the first half. You talk about flying by. Shot clock at 4. Nice pass for Young. He'll finish it.
Tyrese Proctor showing off his goggles as he gets into the paint, drops the dime. And the Blue Devils have responded. We talked about how rowdy this crowd can be, but the Blue Devils have responded. You talk about the run. Nice find.
Long jumper on the way, but too strong by Barron. And right now it's all Blue Devils. Pedal to the metal. Long one off the front of the iron, won't drop for McCain. Padula. Strong move, draws the whistle. The reach-in foul by Jared McCain.
This game started off with the bigs going at it. Kyle Filipowski going off the bounce, using his strength and his size to finish over Lynn Kidd. However, Lynn Kidd up to the task to go right back at Flip and is able to get a basket with the left hand. But it's not only about the bigs. Tyrese Proctor dropping dimes, allowing Ryan Young to get an easy bucket and showing off his goggles a little bit too. He's got the vision as well, OB.
Padula, the junior out of Oklahoma. And coming up next on ESPN, it's Texas taking on number 4 Houston. That's at the Moody Center as soon as we finish up here, which I think is going to be in about 11 minutes, given the pace of this one.
OB, who says that the young people have cut the cable? We walk outside after shoot-around today. Nate Stevens is in line at noon. Today to get into this game with a tip at 7. He says, oh, this must be the notorious D.O. OB. He has been watching OB.
This will go the other way. How about Nate, who's an undergrad here as a sophomore? There he is. He was here at noontime today. It was about 35 degrees out there.
My man Nate, and he didn't even have on a coat. Look at him. He's got his hoodie on, but he's throwing up his VT, and he is locked in, excited about this game. And we can tell you that Nate is an ESPN watcher because he knows all about our broadcast.
Well, he's a great kid and passionate, to put it mildly. Young just picked up his second foul. Padula steps back. No. And he's off the mark early on. That'll go the other way. It's Duke ball here, leading 21-15.
Cattoor. We've got a great officiating crew on hand tonight. Ted Valentine, Lee Cassell, and Doug Showers. We get an opportunity to look at the line at 5:15. If you go up front, you see Nate Stevens jumping up and down, trying to stay warm. He's been outside. That's right, Nate. Find the camera, as you've done so well. Nate, only a sophomore here, showing his spirit. Oh, great play by Padula defensively.
But back to the Blue Devils. Will work it around, and in the corner, Roach will connect for a three.
That's the guy, OB. Jeremy Roach has played great against the in-state teams from Leesburg, Virginia. He's had success against Virginia Tech. He's had success against the University of Virginia. 22 points in his first game he ever played here. And last year went for 19 points and 11 assists against the Hokies.
He's not been able to practice a lot lately because of the knee and then the ankle injury, but can always make a difference in there. Jumping to the other side of the iron. Beautiful move by Lynn Kidd.
Mike Young told us he's old school. He wants to see his guys playing with 2 feet in the paint. He will throw the basketball inside to his big man and allow them to score the basket.
By the way, Mike Young wearing a great suit tonight. Nice to see the suits for some of the coaches coming back. A little bump here. Foster, no. So the expensive threads are making a comeback. Approaching the 7-minute mark. On top, Nickel. Another touch for Lynn Kidd, averaging 14. On Filipowski, those two banging. Nice move there by Collins, but the reverse won't fall for him. 24-17. Duke trying to add to that. The blow-by Roach. That ankle looks pretty good.
Yeah, he's coming back a little gimpy, though, OB. It looked great on offense, but oftentimes things hurt a little worse on defense.
Yes, and a whistle here with 6:49 to go. He was grimacing coming back the other way.
You want to talk about development. Lynn Kidd has the
great Dick Vitale on the call. This is amazing, by the way. This is the last 100 meetings between Duke and Carolina coming up on Saturday. They are separated by 45 total points. That's incredible.
It absolutely is incredible. And OB, I can go back to the time when I was playing, and even before that, watching this rivalry with, of course, Dickie V on the call, talking about the Duke-North Carolina matchup. You always think about the Rasheed Wallace-Jerry Stackhouse game at Cameron Indoor, but going to miss Dickie V on the call, but know that, of course, he's locked in.
26-17 Duke. Batted away and picked up by Padula. Hokies need a run. Nice defense on the other end by McCain.
That was a great play by Jared McCain, not allowing that pass to get through, getting back, as you mentioned, of course, the 19th annual Dick Vitale Gala on May 3rd, 2024. And you get an opportunity to win a chance to go hang out with Dickie V at his home.
At the house, on the ranch.
Oh, come on, man.
That's the way to roll, believe me. The great Dick Vitale, we miss him so much. Collins with a jumper on the way. He's had a nice first half.
He really has, and he's growing with his confidence now in his sophomore year. A full-time starter normally takes on the toughest defensive challenge, but has added some offense for the Hokies here as of late.
It's really been the Duke defense that's been the biggest star so far here tonight.
They really have.
Mitchell working hard, banging against Nickel and traveling with it. So Tyler Nickel made him move those puppies.
And speaking of the Duke-North Carolina rivalry, that's the young man that played in that rivalry a season ago, Tyler Nickel, who was at University of North Carolina, transferring up, not known for his defense, but stands his ground on that possession, does a great job forcing Mark Mitchell into the trap.
Yeah, typically makes his name be on that three-point line. Padula swings the pass for Kidd. Kidd can't finish the play.
Yeah, the ACC's leader in field goal percentage doesn't normally miss him up that close.
66%, yeah, number one in the conference. As we quickly approach the 5-minute mark already, Filipowski. Proctor back to the big, swung underneath Mitchell, difficult angle, no, wins it back. Filipowski looked like he just wasn't expecting the pass.
He was not, and had an easy one off the find from Mark Mitchell. But give the Hokies credit, after the Blue Devils built the lead, you see Mark Mitchell getting inside, but Virginia Tech doing the job defensively, even off the offensive rebound. Kyle Filipowski unable to corral that and get the easy bucket.
Collins wants to work again. Oh, that was rattled home.
OB, that's the sweep the floor, right to left, pull up mid-range. I like from MJ Collins. His confidence is sky high right now.
He's only shooting 30% for the year and 23% from three, but he's been a star for them in the first half. Mitchell's going to clean that up with a stub.
And give Mark Mitchell a lot of credit for continuing to play. Jeremy Roach gets to the rim, unable to finish it. But as the shot blocker comes over, that's the best time to get the offensive rebound and the easy putback.
So Duke by 7. Hokies with the ball. Taking on a top 10 opponent tonight. Then they head to Miami. They've got FSU coming up on the road. They've got North Carolina on the road. Collins again. He's feeling it. That foul is going to go against Virginia Tech, and that'll be against Poteet, the 6'9" senior.
MJ Collins, who made the game winner against the Blue Devils a season ago, sweeps the floor right to left with the cross and knocks down the mid-range jumper, and then lets them know, I am him. Get me the rock. MJ Collins locked in, ready to go in this one, playing with a lot of confidence.
And a game-winning shot on this floor to beat Duke January 23rd of last winter. Padula coming out for a moment. On 4 minutes to go. Here, Blacksburg on the spin, and the shot is going to roll in. A lot of iron there by Proctor, but gets it.
And we talked with John Shire about the difference in Tyrese Proctor really over the last 4 to 5 games. He simply says he's got his swag back. He's playing like the guy that finished the season a year ago for the Blue Devils.
Collins again, not this time. Batted around. Here's Proctor. Down the back. He's denied. McCain. Filipowski looking inside, and a slam by Mitchell.
And we watched the Blue Devils work on that action alone and shoot around today. The interior passing. Kyle Filipowski showing off his vision, dropping it down to Mark Mitchell, who gives the Blue Devils an 11-point lead.
Kev, we look forward to that because it's coming in just a couple of minutes. The way this first half has been played at breakneck speed. And here we are with 3:15 to go before that break. Here's Padula, who's 0 for 4 from the field. And a cold start for a key guy for the Hokies. Collins in the corner. He's been a different story entirely and keeps it going with a three-pointer.
Well, he's been the guy offensively for the Hokies. Duke's done a great job on Padula and Hunter Cattoor, the backcourt that has the most firepower for the Hokies, but MJ Collins has picked up the slack on the offensive end.
So he's already into double figures. Proctor, shot clock inside 10. Filipowski asking for the ball, but Mitchell gets it on the high post and fires that one out of play.
Obi, Seth Greenberg talked about Kyle Filipowski and his passing ability. You see here on the short roll, catches it and immediately knows where to drop the dime to Mark Mitchell, who finishes off with the dunk. And John Shire told us he is most impressed with Flip's ability to pass the basketball. That's a very underrated aspect of his game.
Seth was just talking about that as we come to you from the house that Seth Greenberg built. Collins down to Poteet. Poteet wants it.
I love my man Seth Greenberg, but this is Del Curry's house. I'm going to tell you that right now.
I would agree with that. Del Curry.
My man DC built this place.
One of my favorite all-time players growing up. I loved watching him play. Filipowski drives it into a barricade. He threw it away. Picked off by Cattoor.
Great defensive rotation by Hunter Cattoor, who's trying to get something going on the offensive end of the floor.
Collins draws the attention. Poteet lost it, though. He's begging for a foul there. Filipowski over the top. That would go the other way. That's on Mitchell. Foul against Duke.
The big guys got tangled up. No call here, but let's watch a little bit of hand-holding going on here, OB. The guys are still connected on their way down the floor. I'm not sure who the guilty party is on that. I'm just glad the officials didn't see that. There's no stoppage of action as Poteet takes a break. Filipowski stays on the floor, but guys get a little tangled up.
Let's do-si-do. 90 seconds before halftime.
Got him again.
Cattoor, and there's Cattoor, another dunk for him.
I like that, OB, but that's the one you don't even get the calluses on your hand. You just flip it through real quick, Carmelo Anthony style. And it has worked well for the Hokies, and just like
the men's basketball doubleheader, it'll be Louisville and Syracuse at 7 o'clock Eastern. Then Duke will take on Notre Dame at Cameron Indoor. That is all next Wednesday on ACC Network.
OB, guess what's going down in the Notre Dame at Duke game? That will be myself, Jim Boeheim, and Wes Durham in the Crow's Nest at Cameron Indoor.
Wow.
Not a lot of space up there for the three of us.
Inside, taken away by the Hokies, and they've on a bit of a run here at the tail end of the half.
Finishing the half strong is something I'm sure Mike Young has talked to his team about, and more importantly, getting good looks.
Another one by Collins, MJ Collins, who came in averaging just 6 points a game. He has been on fire with 13.
And he's been the guy that they've probably put their weakest defender on, and he has made the Blue Devils pay to the tune of 13 points on that one. And Hunter Cattoor doing the job defensively picks up the offensive foul on Proctor.
Let's go to Angel.
It's might I remind you, while MJ Collins is having a night, Coach Young said that is their biggest strength, that it can be anyone's night on a nightly basis. Anyone can step up, and he said that's what's most encouraging about this group. Going back to Georgia Tech, their front court had 50 points, shooting 68% from the field. Now is the backcourt's time.
32-29. They have closed the gap in a hurry, these Hokies have. Here's Kidd up high. Cattoor thought about a three. Barron from the corner, and it's around and out. With 22 seconds before halftime, which is going to come maybe quicker than any first half that you and I have called all season.
This has been a race, OB. And it's been a sprint, not a marathon.
Long one by Roach, too strong.
That was too quick also, fortunate to get that one back.
Gets it back, step back, another triple. Got this one. He nailed it.
Well,
and that's the end of the half.
He just wanted 2 for $1. He shot that quick, a little 7 seconds, way too much time on the shot clock. But big time three. He plays best against teams from his home state of Virginia. And this time, just a little friendly tap to Robbie Barron. Let him know, hey, great defense beats good offense.
So ready for the second half. Foster with 8 points for Duke. Collins 13. Guy who came in averaging 6. Filipowski with 6 points, but none in the last 13 minutes after he got off to a good start.
Yeah, give Virginia Tech a lot of credit for honing in on him, but Duke had a number of guys get going as they try to get Hunter Cattoor a look to start off the second half, still not able to get it going from beyond the arc.
Duke has dropped 2 consecutive games here over the last couple of seasons, so trying to break that skid, and they're going to get it down low for a quick strike from Filipowski.
Just like that, you see by design, John Shire wanting to get the basketball into Filipowski's hands, close to the basket. He gets an easy layup, and that's something that can get flip going here in the second half, similar to how he got going in the first.
Padula got bottled up for a moment. He'll knock that down. He has 6 points. So he is 8 away from reaching 1,000 career points.
But all of his points previously have come from the free throw line. So his first field goal on the game, and give the Blue Devils credit for the way they bottled up the backcourt of the Hokies.
Mitchell will swing it for Proctor. Back for Mitchell to the paint. Shot clock to 5. Foster drives it. No. So the Hokies trying to cut in. Just getting started in the second half. Here's Padula again. He'll scoop into.
Sean Padula set the tone, passing the basketball early, dropping dimes, but he's showing now he's going to be aggressively trying to score here in this second half.
The incredible pace we saw in the first half. Is it what both sides want?
It absolutely is. Both these teams want to get up and down the floor. However, they also, both these coaches want more defense being played in this fast pace.
Foul here against the Hokies.
First team foul.
Sean Padula rejects the screen and watch the crafty move to go to the left hand and finish inside to be able to get the bucket. Not putting in the outside hand, giving Caleb Foster, who has size advantage over Padula, an opportunity to block it.
And Kidd his first foul. McCain, strong move inside for the freshman.
OB, Jared McCain's confidence. He's built to play for the Blue Devils. He's the guy that John Shire talks about. We have to be cocky when we go on the road. And I'm not calling Jared McCain cocky, even though he is. I want to make sure to let people know he's super confident.
Kidd flipping that up, and a whistle with 17:43 to go.
Fouls on Duke's number 30.
Let's toss it to Angel Gray.
Well, there's a couple adjustments from both sides, starting with Duke. Coach Shire said despite them having the 6-point lead, he was not happy with how they finished the half on the defensive end. He said we were very uncharacteristic in the last few minutes, giving up too many looks at the rim. For Coach Young, he said the difference between their start and finish, they're taking care of the ball, and he actually was happy that guys were in a defensive stance. He said, I liked that we got 4 straight stops to end the half. That's what we have to do to carry over in the second.
Absolutely, Angel. And when you consider those stops to end the half, it would have been a one-possession game had not been for the 3 from Jeremy Roach headed into the halftime locker room. But you have to be happy about your defense if you're either one of these coaches, because these are 2 high-octane offenses.
4-point game. Filipowski. Motif trying to stay with him. Plenty of contact. Filipowski gets it back, and now he draws the foul as he hits the deck. They are letting him go in that lane. There's no question about it. And Filipowski will be at the foul line. Where Duke really struggled on Saturday. They missed 12 foul shots in that game. Wound up winning it at the foul.
Yeah, and you see Kyle Filipowski trying to go through the contact, but I love the fact that he doesn't look for a call. He goes after a missed shot, comes up with the offensive rebound. But you talk about the free throw woes. Filipowski was 5 for 11 on Saturday, and if he misses this one, there's going to be bacon flowing through the Castle Guard and here at Castle Coliseum.
If the opponent in the second half misses 2 in a row, no bacon yet. So the bacon's on hold. And 40-35, Blue Devils.
And by the way, OB, when I call Jared McCain cocky, it's the thing I love most about him.
Motif. Collins will drive it, scoop it, and 2 more. I don't know where they'd be without him.
No, he's been the guy offensively for them, and you can see the level of confidence that he's playing with, especially here on his home floor. We talked about the advantage. Angel mentioned the numbers, the difference between Virginia Tech with their scoring and their turnovers at home or on the road.
McCain went for the save, somehow did, back to Foster. And he loses it on the dribble. Opportunity for the Hokies on a triple to tie this ball game. Collins. Well, you can tell he's shot every time down, as hot as he is. Looking inside, and the shove by Filipowski will be his second personal. Looking to contain Motif.
Filipowski, that's his second.
He's 6'9" senior.
Second team foul against the Blue Devils. Checking in for Duke, number 3, Jeremy Roach.
So the Hokies to put it in from the baseline. They're 13-7 overall, 5-4 in the ACC, facing the number 7 team in the country tonight. Barron on the dribble, and a reach and a foul, and another one here on the Duke Blue Devils. They go against Roach. His first, and their third team foul of the half. Padula wanted that triple. Here's Collins again. Filipowski with a touch. Both feet in that paint, drops it in, and a whistle too.
That's tough to guard right there. There's not going to be a double team as of right now, so Kyle Filipowski's going to have his opportunities to play one-on-one with Elijah Petit. And you got to chalk this one up to Filipowski. The officials allowing both guys to be physical, and you love that. All you ask for is a consistent whistle. We've seen that on both ends of the floor. They're allowing these guys to play tonight.
7-footer from Westtown, New York. Can't complete the three-point play. But 42-37, the Blue Devils. And on Saturday, as Duke was winning down the stretch in the final second against Clemson, this team, the Hokies, was knocking off Georgia Tech.
Well, guys, if Coach Young looks a little trimmer, it's because he's been disciplined in his New Year's resolution to take down a couple of pounds. Well, has he been disciplined? We'll let you know after the break. You might want to stick around for this one.
They're going to love you.
He said, well, it started with don't eat everything in sight anymore. Just stop doing that. But I think he looks great.
Well, isn't that always the greatest motivation when your wife tells you that you look bad in this outfit? And,
sure.
You know, what other way to get you disciplined?
Cattoor getting in close. He'll draw the foul as he went in strong. He's had a couple of dunks already in this game. Hunter Cattoor, a noted three-point marksman. That's going to be Roach's third foul. So the Duke captain in some trouble here with a ton of time remaining in the second half.
Yeah, we've talked about how important Jeremy Roach is to this Duke basketball team.
Cattoor 89%, number 3 in the ACC at the line. We'll have a Super Tuesday triple header this week on ESPN and the app. Number 3 North Carolina and Georgia Tech will start it at 7 Eastern. Then it's number 8 Kansas hosting Oklahoma State. Night capped off by Loyola Marymount and Gonzaga.
This is the time of year for college basketball. I mean, it's conference play. We're starting to get into the heart of conference plays. Teams are starting to, the cream is starting to rise to the top. We're seeing great basketball as we get close to February.
And that's going to be an offensive.
And that's a huge foul for a number of reasons. As Roach picks up another foul, John Shire has talked to us about how important he is as a senior. Jeremy Roach playing injured, but being in this environment before, now picking up his third foul. We talked about also how well he plays against his in-state teams, native of the state of Virginia.
Collins bobbles it, and the turnover right back to Roach. Lining up a long one for the swish is McCain.
That's the guy, OB. If you look back really over the last 10, 11 games, Jared McCain has been the constant for the Blue Devils.
Padula got a good look, certainly for him. Closer look at McCain, first 8, just about 8 points a game. Look at the last 11.
But OB, and it's not just that. If you go back to the game on Saturday versus Clemson, he had 3 steals down the stretch as Roach picks up his 4th foul. Wow. It's been 3 fouls that quickly for Jeremy Roach as Roach points to John Shire and tells him he's fine. Keep him on the floor, but give the Hokies a lot of credit. There's back-to-back offensive fouls that they have drawn on charge. Padula does a great job stepping in absorbing the contact.
So number 3 on Roach there, 45-39. A handoff for Cattoor. Off the fake. Shot clock to 10. They go back for Padula. Way downtown. He's just off tonight. But it comes back for Cattoor. He'll fire it. And that'll drop down. Good shooter's roll.
And OB, that's number 300. That's the 300th career three-point field goal make for Hunter Cattoor, the all-time leader in Virginia Tech history.
Also leads in games played. Out for Roach. And straight on. Absolutely buried it.
That's why those fouls were big, because you have to find a way to keep Roach on the floor, especially as this game goes down the stretch.
Padula with a drive and kick and a slam by Poteet. That's something Padula is doing very effectively tonight. He's dishing the basketball.
He absolutely is. 4th in the ACC, over 4.1 assists per game. And he is showing off his passing ability here tonight.
Poked away, Young got it. Back off for Roach. Proctor swings it. In the paint. Mitchell working really hard to drop in a basket. And Duke back up by 6. Filipowski getting ready to check back in at the scorer's table. Padula lays that one up and in. Pretty play with that left hand.
His underrated quickness. You see Sean Padula go from 0 to 100 real quick, OB. He can change directions, get to the rim, and very crafty around the basket.
Proctor with a triple. Yes, sir. Tyrese Proctor, the 6'5" sophomore, knocks it back.
His danger zone when you've got these 40% three-point shooters on the floor for the Blue Devils.
Padula trying to answer, but that didn't touch anything. And a guy who shoots that typically very well, 39%, has just been off all night.
Yeah, not able to get the 3 going, but look at this. The quick change to get to the rim, to finish with the left hand. Even in slow motion, you see Sean Padula recognizing the shot blockers coming over and able to finish, get a bucket, but he's going to have to take a break really quickly to gather himself. I'm sure he won't be over there long.
Had some great games in January. 26 against FSU, 32 against Clemson, and 33 against Miami, and another whistle. 12:03 to play.
Foul call on Virginia Tech 31, Robbie Barron. That's his second.
And the foul will go against the Hokies, and Robbie Barron will pick up his second. Young dribble down, lays it in.
Tell you what, Brian Young's one of those guys who just comes in and plays his role. He's a terror to try to keep off the offensive glass, but you see he's able to make smart plays to help his teams try to win games.
Barron lines it up and swishes it in to Trey. 55-49. This place has been a bit of a house of horrors for the Duke Blue Devils. They've dropped 5 out of 6 here. Proctor swings it for the corner. Roach again, and that'll rattle home.
Obi, I asked Jeremy Roach earlier today, what is it about playing against teams from the state of Virginia? 23 points in the ACC tournament last year.
Slammed in by Poteet.
23 points against Virginia. We talked about 22 here as a freshman, 19 and 11 last year. He says when you play against the home state, you feel comfortable. You got to put on against these people who grew up watching you play.
Duke's made 9 out of 14 beyond the three-point line. Filipowski trying to get in close will draw the foul. Barron thought he got all ball on that. He was pleading his case, but it'll be a personal foul on him.
15 foul.
So 10:47 to go here in the second half. Duke on top, 58-51.
We're going to talk about the secret of game when we come back, OB. Duke was involved.
that's in recognition of the 4th annual This Game Is No Secret Showdown, where they were actually wearing their shirts only today. That's in honor of Coach McClendon, who coached the North Carolina Central team back in the 40s. That team was so successful that his players not only wanted an opportunity to play Duke, but they believed that they could beat them as well. Now, mind you, this team was banned from playing in the NIT and the NCAA tournament due to segregation. However, both sides were able to organize a secret game. That was conducted on a Saturday. North Carolina Central wound up winning that game. This game, however, is no secret, and it's really cool that they are tying in that history, especially with us moving into Black History Month, guys.
Awfully nice touch indeed. Duke on top here, 58-51.
Absolutely, Angel. And also, you know that John McClendon was the first black coach to ever be hired at a predominantly white institution when he was hired 22 years later at Cleveland State, as Kyle Filipowski's at the line with bacon at stake, shooting right into the Castle guard.
Duke only 1 for 3 at the line. And it's the second time he's teased them by making the second end.
But you go back, you talk about the secret game. You also have to give a lot of credit to Duke to go over to what is now North Carolina Central and play that game.
Certainly. Both teams heating up. Virginia Tech's made 5 of their last 6. Duke 7 of their last 8. Cattoor getting bottled up by Filipowski. Shot clock's down to 7. Here's Collins, has 15 points. Kidd left it short. It didn't touch a thing, and here come the Blue Devils working on a 59-51 lead. The first half was played at incredible speed. There were very few fouls and not a lot of turnovers. Duke has really been owning the glass here, and underneath it, easy stuff for Young.
And another beautiful find from Tyrese Proctor as he just walks away shaking his head. This time he doesn't show his goggles. He's acting like he's been there before, OB.
So a 10-point advantage now for Duke. Here's Cattoor, airborne, got it! He spun it in, drew the foul, he'll be at the line.
Yeah, Hunter Cattoor on that back cut, he's been dangerous. And this is what happens when you're such a shooter. Teams often get out and try to deny you catching the basketball. Mike Young does a lot of great actions to be able to get Hunter Cattoor those opportunities. And how about this dime from Tyrese Proctor to Ryan Young? The finish over the top. No celebration. This is just what I do.
You know, I know there's a lot of talk about that foul at the end of the Clemson game. Very little talk about that young man stepping to the line with 1 second to go. His team down by 1. And ice water in the veins, he drills them both.
OB, great friend of mine by the name of Rasheed Wallace once said, ball don't lie. If it wasn't a foul, you're not making 2 free throws with 1 second remaining on the clock.
Batted around, it'll stay right here with 9:20 left in the second half. Let's go to Angel.
Where his teammate Jared McClain said, like LeBron James would say, I knew he'd make those free throws. But one thing that John Shire said, though, that he's playing with a swagger that he hasn't seen before in these last 5 games. He's able to play with such confidence because he's been there. He's worked for it. I know that we're going to see a lot more of that after the break, guys.
We got a timeout. And Duke on top here in the building. They have had trouble winning, and a lot of people do. And look at this. We've got all the colors in the rainbow. 3 AP top 10 matchups. Should be something else, as you mentioned. This is the time of the year for college basketball to shine.
Absolutely is. When you consider the fact that in the ACC, you've got really the 2 teams that have traditionally carried this league, and now sitting at the top of the league, going at it on an early February matchup. You gotta love it. And you love this matchup between Kyle Filipowski and Lynn Kidd. We've seen these guys go at it from the tip. And just like that, Filipowski picks up his 4th foul. That was the goal of Mike Young early, to go at him in this game to see if they could get him to get in foul trouble. And as he lowers the shoulder, he picks up the offensive against Lynn Kidd.
So out he comes with 9 minutes to play. So the Blue Devils losing 18 points, 9 rebounds a game in the All-American candidate. Cattoor with a blow-by. Went with the left hand but lost the handle. Roach has been a hot hand.
Great
Collins right with him.
Yeah, and we have to remember, Roach not 100%, so doesn't have that normal burst. Oh, that one would have got this place rocking. Tyler Nichols able to knock down that 3-ball. Obi, the roof might come off this place.
61-54. And Proctor will slow it down a little bit. Take some time. Young up to set a screen. Crowd wanted to walk there. McCain. Shot clock to 7. Young looking for help, now has to do it himself, and he lays it in and draws the foul. Ryan Young underneath with a really strong move.
But a great luxury for John Shire to have. Ryan Young in his 5th year now. You're talking about the transfer from Northwestern coming over. And as Kyle Filipowski picks up his 4th foul, able to step in and play in this rowdy environment and yet not be phased. A big play for Ryan Young.
Young got his undergrad degree at Northwestern, pursuing his grad degree at Duke's famous business school. Can't convert there. And again, Duke not great at the line. Tech has not missed. Padula spins it up and in, and a foul too. Sean Padula looking for a 3-point play.
Sean Padula so deceptive, setting guys up.
The dogfight between these two in this building every year.
It absolutely is, and you consider the fact that the Blue Devils are 1-5 in their last 6 trips to Castle Coliseum. They have had a struggle trying to get wins in this building. A lead right now. However, you look at the foul trouble for Duke, their 2 leading scorers, Kyle Filipowski and Jeremy Roach on the season, both saddled with foul trouble. Roach back onto the court.
Shot clock at 5. Roach driving the paint, and it hovered on the iron. Young got it back. He scores again.
Obi, a year ago, Ryan Young had a much larger role for this Duke Blue Devil team. We saw this type of production from him more often than not. His role has been decreased this year. However, he is showing that he stays ready to help his team win.
Kid on the spin. Can't stick it. And a whistle with 7:03 to go, and Duke opening up the lead.
Staying ready. Ryan Young watching from the sideline, however, stays in place as that ball does everything but go in for Jeremy Roach. Ryan Young with another offensive rebound and 2 more second chance points to add to his tab.
So McCain, the 6'3" freshman at the line, Kid heading to the bench. Jared McCain, 85%. The foul line, which has been a trouble spot last couple of games for Duke, but he sinks number 1.
Yeah, he and Proctor have been able to take care of business at the line.
And coming up next on ESPN, Texas hosting number 4 Houston. That's at the Moody Center as soon as we are finished here from Blacksburg. And number 2 coming for the rookie. Just named ACC Rookie of the Week. 67-56.
So many people, OB, see his TikTok dances and he's a social media star. They see the personality and the smiling. They don't realize that he is a dog when he gets between those 4 lines. As competitive as anyone you'll find.
He sure is. Cattoor with the kick. Poteet couldn't finish it. Got hung up on the rim, and he missed that one too. Mitchell hustling to the corner. And Poteet got 2 great opportunities, but he could not stuff it. Proctor puts it to the deck. Couldn't spin it in. It'll stay on this end. It'll be Duke ball tapped out by the Hokies. Duke by 11. Inbounded for Roach. Roach with a little fall away. No.
OB, 6:05 remaining. This is the time Virginia Tech has to make a run.
Padula, you could tell coming off the hand, it's just not been his night from three-point land. He's still 2 points shy of 1,000 for his career.
But that's a tough shot. And again, Mike Young gets a lot of confidence in Sean Padula to make plays, but that's a tough shot. Mike Young talked to us about their shot selection, how it can get a little out of whack at times.
They're just 5 for 20 beyond the three-point line. Young with a kick. Long one coming. Off target by McCain. Under 5.5 to play. Padula off the dribble. Even a short one not going. Poteet, great job keeping it alive. Here's Cattoor. Yes! With a triple. Boy, did they need that.
How about the presence of mind of Elijah Poteet? The offensive rebound. He's falling down, but still knows where to find his shooter. We'll talk more about it in 30 seconds.
Not another clogged drain. You need Drain Weasel.
A three, and Poteet coming off of a career high and a Virginia Tech high of 18 points on Saturday against Georgia Tech. And he's getting strong minutes down the end. Mike Young showing a lot of confidence in his reserve center.
Roach back out for Proctor. 5 minutes to go. He goes around the back, a three. That's not there. Young crashing the glass and a second effort. Roach to penetrate. No! That glanced off the iron. And a foul here against Duke. Young pleading his case, but a personal foul with 4:49 left.
But it just shows you how important it is to have veterans. Jeremy Roach attacks, is unable to finish. Brian Young on this one feels as though he's going to be able to get the basketball. Not a lot of contact on that foul.
Right. But his fourth foul.
Right, his fourth foul. But Obi, he has been spectacular. You think about what he's done throughout this game for Duke, coming off the bench with Filipowski in foul trouble. Now Ryan Young also in foul trouble with those 4 fouls. He's going to go have a seat.
So it'll be Poteet at the line, the senior from Reidsville, North Carolina, 75%. That rattles out. And Filipowski coming back on now.
Yeah, this is the way. I mean, if you're going to get back into this game, you've got to be able to capitalize on these opportunities at the line. Filipowski now back on the floor. If I'm Mike Young, who is 1,000 times better coach than me, but I'm sure he's going to try to go at Filipowski right now to get him to pick up that 5th foul.
Poteet missing the pair.
Yeah, that can't happen. And you're trying to come back. You can't miss 2 at the free throw line. And we talked about the Hokies who started out 9 of 9. Now they've missed their last 3 opportunities at the free throw line.
Cattoor, tight D. Proctor gets by him anyway and lays it up and in. Boy, that second charge was a dandy.
Obi, this is a different guy that we saw against Arizona early in the year. Tyrese Proctor has grown throughout this season. We normally see that from year to year. We've watched that happen from November to January.
They're making big plays, coming off the game-winning foul shots against Clemson. Game before that, he had 24 against Louisville.
On the road at Louisville.
Right. Filipowski found himself open, didn't shoot it. McCain, shot clock a factor now, down to 2. Rebound's going to be tapped out, and it's going to stay with Duke here with 3:47 left. And another timeout. Duke still up by 10 here in Blacksburg. Well, guys, take a look at this now. Virginia Tech, 6 for 21 at the three-point line. It's such a big part of the attack for Coach Young. But from the backcourt, with the exception of Collins, who was outstanding in the first half, but the second half's been rather different story for him. They're just not getting big three-point shooting.
They're not. On Saturday, this same Virginia Tech Hokies team made 12 three-point field goals in this building, and right now, coming into this game, they're first in the ACC action in field goal percentage, and also shooting 38% from beyond the three-point arc.
Filipowski back in playing with the 4 fouls. Tough shot, but he makes it.
And again, it's just so much time. I mean, if you're going to allow him to play one-on-one, Filipowski's going to win that battle more often than not when he doesn't have to worry about smaller defenders coming in smacking the basketball away.
Kidd backing down, and he makes a very difficult shot.
But these two guys, again, Duke is in a scenario right now where they can play bucket for bucket, especially if they're twos going into the post area. They'll take their chances walking out of Castle Coliseum, but they win if they do that.
And walking is, I think, the pertinent phrase because they're taking their time now. They're going to run some clock. It's a very different tempo, very different style of game in the second half from the first half, which was over in the blink of an eye. Filipowski lost the handle and lost it out of play.
You see the difference there with Robbie Barron coming over. Now you've got a little bit of a double team action as we see on the prior possession. Kyle Filipowski gets great post position and is able to play one-on-one with no help against Lynn Kidd. Gets the fall away to go, but the help forced a turnover on the last possession.
Collins trying to come back to life, but it just hasn't been there in the second half for him. Not like it was in the first 20.
Well, he also went straight to the top of the scouting report when they went into the halftime locker room, and they paid a lot more attention to him. When you score 13 first-half points against the Blue Devils, John Shire, Chris Carrawell, they're going to put your name at the top of the board. We got to stop that guy.
That's the man, and they've done it. Proctor. Roach gives it up. Beautiful pass and a slam by Mitchell. And now Virginia Tech just running out of time on the home floor. Duke continues to play awfully well, particularly on the defensive side tonight. Duke rising up to number 7 in the national poll today. They gained 5 spots. Barron way off target.
Yeah, Mark Mitchell got a piece of that one, Obi. That's a block shot. Give Mitchell a lot of credit for not giving up on that. Getting out, contesting that shot.
So again, the Blue Devils to bleed away the clock in a building that has been so tough for them to win in. But tonight, a different story for the Duke Blue Devils. On the verge of picking up their 16th win. And that's going to roll home. Proctor with another basket. And the fans starting to head for the exits.
Proctor's numbers may not look as impressive as they have in the last few games, but his floor game has been spectacular as Lynn Kidd is able to finish it off with the dunk. But Tyrese Proctor has had this whole game in control. It's been his playmaking, it's been his passing, and it's been his shot making as well.
75-63, Duke in command with 1:10 to go. And we'll have a top 15 Big 12 women's basketball matchup Thursday night on ESPN and the app. Madison Booker, a number 12 Texas, will battle number 13 Baylor. Very balanced attack by Baylor. Coverage beginning at 8:30 Eastern, right after the Pro Bowl game skills showdown. So the Duke Blue Devils with a nice lead here with 1:10 to go. A timeout by Mike Young. Trying to find his way back into this game, but time running out on the Hokies.
But Obi, this is a big deal. You consider this Duke Blue Devil team went to Atlanta, lost to Georgia Tech in early December in their first ACC game. John Shire will tell you how much this team has grown since then. Now, they also did lose Tyrese Proctor in that game and lost him for a couple games after that, but he will tell you how much this team has grown since that time, and even going back to the loss at home against Arizona.
Proctor weaving his way to the offensive zone, and a tie-up Kidd fouling Roach. Minute 2 on the clock.
That's number 2, checks number 3, Charlotte Padula. That's his second. 8-team foul against the Hokies.
So it certainly looks like the Blue Devils are about to improve to 7-2 in the conference. Just days before their first showdown of the season with conference leader North Carolina. And Duke about to make it 3 consecutive wins. And Roach will sink the first one. You're talking about Proctor, Tyrese Proctor, and his overall numbers.
But you look at the numbers, and tonight the 12 points, maybe not as impressive as the career-high 24 at Louisville or even the 18 and the game-winning free throws Saturday at home against Clemson. but you also look at the 5 assists to only 1 turnover and the way that he's had command of this game. And you also throw in the fact that he's done the job defensively
1 minute to play
against Hunter Cattoor and Sean Padula.
Barron with the strike to make it 77-65. The pressure here by the Hokies, but under a minute. And unable to get the turnover. Proctor so steady with the basketball. And the Duke fans who made the trip here to Blacksburg begin to rise up and cheer tonight. They've not been able to do that very often in this building in recent years, but they're doing it tonight. Turnover up ahead for Collins. And Collins will slam it emphatically. But in the second half, he comes up gimpy here. He's in some pain. He's going to take a seat around mid-court. Yeah. Collins going down right now. An official timeout. MJ Collins, after the slam, now gripping that leg.
Well, I am hoping and praying that that is a cramp. That is the leg that he took off. He jumped off of that left leg to dunk this home, and he's played a lot of minutes throughout this game. Super excited, a lot of adrenaline flowing, and you see him pull up on the way back. Let's hope that that's just a cramp.
Oh, he's having trouble getting up even with help. You talk about different ends of the spectrum. Remember last year, he hit the game-winning shot here to beat Duke. And fast forward a year later, very different on the scoreboard.
Trying to stretch that out, walking off. That's a good sign. See MJ Collins walking off under his own power. And he had a great afternoon. He was the guy offensively for the Hokies in the first half of this game.
Sure was.
And this is a team that does not have a lot of depth in the backcourt. So MJ Collins very important to this Hokies team, as is Tyrese Proctor. After coming back from injury, has led this Duke Blue Devils team, who've now won 11 of their last 12 games. The only blemish in that stretch is a loss at home to the Pitt Panthers. And they've got North Carolina coming in on Saturday.
Yep. There's your final score. Duke on 7-1 in the month of January.